The Interpol logo popped like a bubble, briefly replaced by the word, connecting, before it disappeared outright and a third person phased into fake solidity across the table from them. "This is Miller," said the new arrival. "You seeing me okay?" Jarrow nodded. He introduced himself and Vand, and felt the odd impulse to shake hands. "Appreciate you working with us on this," he began. "And sorry about the time difference. What is it, morning over there?" "It's 4 a.m. in Prague," Vand told him. "Don't sweat it," Miller replied, with a weary smile. "Office is quiet this time of day. I get more done." He leaned forward, and Jarrow got a good look at the man's avatar. If it was an accurate representation, then Jim Miller appeared to be in his mid-40s, tall in his seat and short-haired, with a weathered aspect to him that even the NSN couldn't entirely erase. Jarrow knew the type, a veteran cop used to doing the job his way. That was something he could work with. "So, let me tell you what we have at our end and we'll go from there." Miller's hands worked at a keypad that the virtual environment hadn't rendered, his fingers dancing in the air. "We've picked up chatter on our side of the Atlantic. Several persons of interest talking about a consignment of mil-spec augmentations coming out of the States in the next week or so. No details on the supplier, but what we do have is a confirmed ID on the perps that will be making the pickup." Panes of data unfolded in the air between them, showing intercept records, criminal jackets and surveillance images. Jarrow saw shots taken by a long-lensed camera drone of augmented men wearing dusty combat gear, standing on a desert road. "Mercenaries," he said immediately. There was a subtle kind of tell that career military had about them, a way of carrying themselves even when they were outside a war zone. The men in the pictures had something else, a cocksure manner that set off Jarrow's instinctive dislike of soldier of fortune types. "Good eye," said Miller, with a nod. "Head creep there goes by the alias, Shepard. His real name is John Trent, but he hasn't used that in a while. He's been on our radar for some time." An icon appeared next to one of the men in the picture, clearly the leader by the way the others deferred to him. Along with most of his crew, he used to be part of a strike team for Belltower Associates. "A bunch of bulls," offered Vand. "How appropriate." After the rifleman scandal broke, Trent and his boys were among those who went AWOL. From what we can tell, they decided to go into the lucrative world of dealing illegal arms, training terrorists and just about anything violent that turns a profit. Vand leaned in to get a better look. "Were they at Rifleman Bank?" Miller shook his head. "But he's innocent. When Belltower downsized and rebranded themselves as Tavo Security, guys with dirty records like Trent's were the first to bolt. He's quick on the trigger, this one. Ruthless, too. He doesn't care if civilians get caught in the crossfire. A real charmer." Jarrow considered Miller's words. When the story about the private military contractor Belltower, and its involvement in running a black site prison in the Pacific called Rifleman Bank, had hit the news feeds, the company's carefully presented reputation went into a nosedive. Questions of ethics, rumors about medical experiments being performed on unlawfully held detainees, all of it swirled around and stuck to Belltower's spit-shined uniform like mud. These days, the company didn't exist anymore, aside from its last vestiges as Tavo Security, but in its death throes, Belltower had spat out enough trained, augmented triggermen to make a hell of a lot of trouble for the world's law enforcers. Case in point, he thought. Where is this Shepard and his crew now? Miller frowned. "We don't have eyes on them. Same time we got our intercept, they went dark. Best guess, I think they're making a low-key transit into the States, probably via Canada." Vand shot Jarrow a questioning look, then turned back to Miller.